everyone. Today we're going to look at hire purchase agreements. Firstly, we're going to look at what they are, and next we're going to work out how to calculate repayments for hire purchase agreements. A hire purchase agreement is a short-term loan. It is used to pay off things like furniture or household appliances. Normally, it involves paying equal installments, and those are often monthly installments. When calculating the interest on a hire purchase loan, you use simple interest and not compound interest. Two other aspects that are sometimes included in a hire purchase loan is a deposit and an insurance amount. The deposit is an initial payment that you pay before starting the loan. Don't get confused. In hire purchase loans, you do not get the deposit back. The deposit is rather just a first payment that you make. Some places also charge an insurance amount. There are different ways that they could charge it. Either they could charge it up front or they could charge it included in the payments. You'll have to see based on the situation. Let's look at an example. The cash price of a new TV is 15,000 Rand. On a hire purchase agreement, you must pay a deposit of 10% and pay the balance off at 21.5% per annum. The loan must be repaid over 2 years in equal monthly installments. There's a lot of information here, so I find it helpful to highlight all the pieces of information that they've given me. Let's look at the first question. It says, what is the value of the loan? The loan is the amount of money that you owe after you've paid the deposit. I'm going to show you two ways to work this out. Firstly, let's work out what the value of the deposit is. The deposit will be 10% of 15,000 Rand. So if I calculate that, I get 1,500 Rand. This means that the loan can be calculated by taking 15,000 Rand and subtracting the deposit from that. So as you can see, the value of the loan is 13,500 Rand. The other way to do this will involve considering that the loan value is actually 90% of the original value. This is because since the deposit is 10%, 100% minus 10% gives me 90%. So I could say 90% times by 15,000 Rand gives me 13,500 Rand. This way you don't work out the value of the deposit. Let's look at question 1.2. What is the value of each installment? Now the installments include interest. So first let's work out the interest on the loan. The p-value is going to be 13,500 Rand. Be careful to use the loan value and not the value of the TV initially. Also, the percentage is 21.5%. Be careful that you don't rush and use the wrong percentage in the question. When I calculate this, I get 19,440 Rand. That is what's owed over the whole time period. Now I need to consider how many months there are. 2 years would make 2 times 12, 24 months. So I divide what I owe by how many months there are to get the monthly repayments. So 19,440 Rand divided by 24 gives me a monthly payment of 810 Rand. Finally, let's look at the last question. How much do you actually pay for the TV? Now, the actual payment for the TV is going to be your repayments plus what your initial deposit was. Instead of taking the 810 and timesing it by 24, I'm going to go straight to how much I would actually need to pay, which is 19,440 Rand. So it'll be 19,440 plus the deposit, 1,500 Rand. And that gives me a total of 20,000 Rand 940. Let's look at another example. Cindy buys furniture for her home for 85,000 Rand. She pays 15% in cash and the balance through a hire purchase agreement with an interest rate of 18% per annum. She intends to repay the loan over 36 months. Included in her monthly repayments is an insurance fee of 0.5% of the value of the original value of the furniture, and the question says how much does she pay each month? 36 months will be 3 years. There's a lot of information here, which is why I've highlighted things again. Let's start off by working out the deposit. The deposit is 15% of the original value. So I'm going to say 85,000 Rand times 15%. And then to work out the loan value, I'm going to say 85,000 Rand minus the deposit, which is 12,750 Rand. And so I get 72,250 Rand. Next, I need to work out how much she must repay, including interest. Now, the interest rate is 18%. So I'm going to use the simple interest formula. The P value is going to be the value of the loan. The interest is 18%, or as I've written here, 0.18. And N, as I worked out earlier, will be 3 years because N is for how many years. Since it's 18% per annum, I use 3 years. And then I work out the value of that, 76,585 Rand. Now I can work out how much she owes each month. That's just based on the loan. I know there's 36 months, so I say 76,585, and I divide that by 36. That gives me 2,127 Rand and 36 cents. But I still need to add the insurance fee. Now when it comes to insurance fees, read the instructions really carefully because they're different for different questions. It says that each month she must pay an insurance fee of 0.5%. So I've worked out the insurance fee for 1 month, which is 425 Rand. That means the total amount that she must pay back each month will be the 425 Rand plus the 2,127 Rand and 36 cents. And after adding those, I'll get my answer. Remember with insurance calculations to read the instructions really carefully. Sometimes the insurance fee is charged over the whole time, and then you still need to divide it by how many repayments there are. Other times, the insurance fee is calculated each month. So be careful when adding insurance on.